So we're getting towards mid-July, and there has been a heat wave here which is continuing. Don't see many people here except in the early morning, some people who come and water, and late evening. I myself am here at all kinds of times. Heat doesn't affect me in the same way as perhaps others. And the fact is I've had to play catch up because I was off for a week because I had a procedure, medical procedure, so I was told not to be active. So it's been catch up. Well, now I'm back to normal. So I'm walking down to my upper plot. In the background there's some plum trees, which are doing well. Not mine, but they look very impressive. Okay, so I pulled out my broad beans because it felt like they were coming to an end and they were going yellowy, and I just thought, I learned from a horticulturalist years back, something is not working or something is, look, it's coming to an end, just pull it out. And so in its place I've put radicchio, chicory. I put in chicory here because my idea is not to waste ground, but to use it. As soon as something comes out, something else goes in. I've put in sweet corn. They're taking off, and in between there are some courgettes, late courgettes, because you can start to grow, to re-sow courgettes. Well, I did it a bit early in June. The idea is, you can see there's a few more there as well, that they'll grow up the sweet corn. There is a sort of story about the three sisters. It's an Indian. The Indians used to do it that way. I can't remember what the third one at this moment, but it will come back to me, and maybe beans round to the third sister. Yeah, we've got tomato plants here. These are a bit later, but they're shooting up. And I'm a great believer in the drip system, so I'm not using water in the same way as other people do. And maybe I can't remember if I turned it off. Yeah, I should do. Oh, here it's dripping. There it's going. So my fascination with the drip system, I think it's very effective because it goes straight down to the roots, not all over the place, so hopefully less weeds. And I've ordered more piping, maybe to cover these raised beds here. I had a surprise. I had pak choi here, but they've been ravaged somewhat. That's why I put in hoops this morning, and I may cover it with netting. There were onions in here. There's some over there. Some I pulled out, and I put in cucumbers, little cucumbers, which are late cucumbers. I mean late sowings. If they take off, which I hope they will because of this weather. There's more here actually. It says Italian cucumbers. I don't think they'll grow up to speak Italian, but I did sow a whole row of peas here, and now I thought they weren't coming through, but they are coming through, so I'm going to have to put some support in, because I removed the support thinking they're not going to come through. But you get surprises, and I'm a great watcher of Hugh Richards, who does a lot of videos, and he talks about mixing things, veg up, have different veg in the same raised bed, and I think it's a really good idea. So I'm sort of, not anyone's my guru, but I think he's a very sensible chap. So I'm kind of following that kind of idea to mix things up. So there's peas and then there's spinach coming through. Sometimes I think well, I said it before, I think something's not taken, and it has. And I'll show something else in a minute, which teaches me that I need to be a bit more patient with things. There's chard coming up here. This stuff. I had sowed here mountain spinach, which I mentioned last time, but it's not showing. Although there's something showing there, but I'm not sure that it's mountain spinach. It's the right colour. It's the right colour, but I can't swear to it. But I've been cheeky, and also again mixing. I had late tomato plants, so I've put them in as well. Whatever happens. Doesn't hurt. They do say that some plants don't go well together. So it has been a bit of a waste of time. Thinking the red cabbage are not going to, but I'll show that in a minute, are not going to germinate. I sowed a whole row here along the edge here, but you can't see anything because they've just been sowed. But I'll show something which again teaches me to be more patient. We could go for a walk in the cage afterwards. Again, over here. Here, nothing marvellous, although there's courgettes going mad over there, which if I don't leave them turn into huge marrows. I already picked one there. This side, because I wasn't watching it, and you can see how big the plant is. And there may even be one on there because I can't always keep up with the potty. Oh, here's one. Here's one. I can even, you can take it home if you want. I'm picking it. I'll put it on the side. I'll give it to you as a present. No, what I was going to show here is the remains of a massacre of carrots. It may well, probably was a fox. Yeah, they came in here. There were all bits of carrots here. Anyway, so a fellow plot holder was very upset because his had been taken the same way, just chopped up in bits. He said, "I'm never going to grow carrots again." I said, we must be unified. We can beat it. It was sort of in jest, and I said, perhaps we'll have a therapy group for people who've lost their carrots, and we can co-counsel each other. So he said, all right, jokingly as well, that we'll meet up. So I was trying to convince him to have another go, and I have done, which I'll point out. I've re-sown carrots because I don't believe in giving up. Because I was behind, there are plants running up here, but intertwined with bindweed. I haven't got to that yet because I'm sort of racing on this. And of course, my wife said, "You've been here too long. You've been here hours. You must come back. Something could happen to you, so I have to stop." It's the way it is. I can only do so much. Not done well with strawberry plants. Now they're coming through. There were loads of sunflower plants going mad. They were huge. It's taller than me. And there's another one over there. But they were all along here. There were sunflower plants all along here, much taller than this. I pulled them out, which I can sure there'll be intakes of breath. But I thought they're going to cause a huge shadow on this, so I've left these. Oh, and I've just noticed something else which I'd forgotten. This looks like fennel coming through, this feathery stuff. So sometimes I get surprised. Well, I mentioned that before. I get surprises. They just pop through. These I said before, I don't have a drip system. I'm watering them by hand. But if I can work something out, I've got more piping come. I said that before. I'll see if I can work it out in some way. Yes, I have to thin out more leaves there to expose them to the sun. There's more cucumber plants there. There's Brussels sprouts coming through late. It'll be late, so they'll come out in the spring. In that green pot, the Brussels sprouts have just germinated. Spring onions, but you can't see anything. They haven't germinated yet. And sort of mixture of squash here. And this, we'll see what happens. It's not something that for me is okra, not ochre, okra. Oh, those little green things. So they've just shown themselves. See what happens. We got sweet potato that are going mad. All these big leaves here, and in between the tomato plant that and there's about sweet potato. I've been told you can eat the leaves, but I have to check that one, and I suggest anyone else thinking of it, they check it. Oh, there's cucumber plants here, but there could be a sneaky melon plant somewhere in between there. Oh, I can see a cucumber down below, just there. So they are giving. So I get surprises. I'll bring it home and Lucy will be happy. I filled this barrel up this morning. I would have loved to have had rainwater in it, but we're not getting rain. So, oh, it's gone down a bit. Oh, because I took some water from it. I filled this up. It's got stinging nettles in it. It's got comfrey in it. It's got, dare I say it, some of my urine. So, yeah. I use that on the stuff, so obviously it does something. We can go in the cage. I'll leave this here, shall I? Can't move it much more. I'll move this though. It's still a bit messy in here because I've been weeding in here. Weeding it, I don't want it to fall. So, again, the drip system in here. I have to keep a watch on these because they're growing huge. Someone told me, oh, we talked about flowers and eating the flowers, the courgette flowers, but my wife is not keen, so I'm not picking them. The male flower. Oh, the red cabbage. I thought nothing's going to happen here. I've sowed some red cabbage, and here they've germinated. They're coming through. So when they're big enough, I'll transplant them. So they're here. Here they are. What you're seeing here flying about is whitefly, cabbage whitefly. I'm spreading. Oh, I can see another courgette coming.
Yes, loads.
What we got here, I pointed out the U3A group, Grow Your Own, which is open to new people, even now. I pointed this out because I think these red cabbage are going up, getting height, but they're not going to form a head because they were sown, and it's my fault at the wrong time. I could be wrong. Life is full of surprises, but they're sprouting. They should be forming more at the bottom, like green cabbage. So I did try some. I dug a deep trench and replanted them, hoping they'll become more solid at the bottom. Just have to wait and see. If I see they're not forming a head, a cabbage head, I'll pull them out. These do look fine, these cabbage here, these green cabbage. Here, this is forming a head here. I have to wait till it gets hard. When I take them home, my wife has to go through a very close inspection. Oh, and I mentioned carrots. Well, I don't give up. So in between, I've sown a row of carrots here, just here. You can't see anything because it's only just been sown. But it's just there. It's just been being watered. Sorry, and those sporadic plants are tree cabbage. Tree cabbage, I mentioned them before. They grow upwards, don't form a head. I've got to weed there. I haven't got that far yet. They can last from up to 3 or 4 years, just with a very strong trunk. Almost like walking sticks. I'll turn off the water in a minute. Walking up there because I'm just walking up to get a line. It's just at the beginning of the plot. I'll turn off the water. I'm just walking up to get it. So I'm taking the line down because, as I said, I prefer to fill in spaces, not just leave them. I know it's a biblical commandment to leave ground fallow for a year, but I don't have that much ground, and it just bothers me to leave it empty because it invites surface weeds, and why not use it? And I'm going to take that down as well. But it's a wide-headed, angled hoe. Show you how it works. I'm just turning off the water, and I have to turn off the water down the bottom. I'll gather the pipe up afterwards. Actually, I might use this for a second to see if it does do something, because I was going to point something out. Just turning off the water here. So we managed to, on one video you got me playing around with a drip system and things bursting all over the place. Well, I'm not getting it now, or it's a rarity. Well, it happens ever so often because the sun expands the pipe and it just so it pops the connection, but I haven't had it. I touch my head, you know, they say touch wood. Anyway, it's working all right because you can see a path of water. I'll put this here for a second. I'll just put this up here. Having said that, I was talking too soon. Well, it hasn't been too long because there would have been a big puddle, so it must have just been as I pulled the pipe. But what I'll come down here tomorrow with a pipe wrench and really tighten it. I think just as I pulled the pipe, it was getting ready to. That's it, really. And I can't do more than that. I'll get it out of the way. I trimmed all this area this morning. That's why the strimmer was out, because I was going to use a mower, but I found the mower and I've told people it isn't working, so I used my strimmer. So I've cut down most of it there. I'm going to use this just to see if it will chop that bit, because these are my strimmer, which is only a little strimmer, won't take these. So I'll see. No, it's not doing much. I'm going to have to come here and cut it with secateurs. Well, it's doing something. I'll leave that because that's nice. I can't remember what it's called, but well, it did something. But I'll come with secateurs or something. I can talk about that over there, because that was another surprise. Same thing with the red cabbage. It used to be the fire pit, they called it. They used to burn things here. and there was, and people, they stopped burning and people were chucking things, and I said, I'll take it over, I'll try and do something with it. And it hasn't been great, and I just kept trying. That's the thing about what I was saying to that plot holder with his carrots, don't give up, just keep doing it. So I sowed here red cabbage. Again, I got this thing about red cabbage. Maybe it's my background, the colour red. Anyway, so I left it, I thought nothing was happening, and again, they've come through, they're here. But they were being chewed, so I put this over, try and stop that. That was more recent. And here I just showed, but I can't name it, something one of the Chinese plot holders gave me, some kind of green spinach type stuff. And I'm not sure, but I think I'm seeing signs of something happening, but I can't be sure. I can't be sure. No, I can't remember what she called it, but I wanted to feel the ground again, so no one thinks it's a dumping area or anything like that. Over here, there were potatoes, but they weren't, there still are potatoes over there, it's been mentioned before. But I thought, they're not doing anything, and they're small, they're not going to really produce. We're not great potato eaters now because both of us are watching our stomachs. So I'll keep just to that, because I could have done a second planting now or in August for Christmas, but they'll just go to waste, and it's just extra money on planting. So I pulled them all out there. There are ridges here. There's turnips down here. Oh, the turnips are here. And these are the dwarf beans. They're already beginning to get ready to produce beans. Well, I could do a row, put in some dwarf beans if I've got the pot here. I've got the line. I thought I brought them down. I'm just kind of moving it. Yeah, I'm going to have to lay a line to it, but this will do for the moment. This is the French bean, dwarf French bean they called it. So all I'm doing is making holes and popping them in, then I'll water and then I'll just label it. So. Oh, there's part of the potato there. It means the purple flowers. Means they're getting ready, and hopefully there'll be something underneath. I mean, there are two schools of thought apparently. There are those that say, oh, wait for the potatoes to go yellow and dry up. And I'm not saying that's wrong. There are others that say, well, when it gets full of flowers, that's the time you start looking. So I might scrape around the edges to have a look what they're looking like. But we're way off yet, still plenty of time. I'd start looking maybe at the end of August. I'll just leave them to be. I will weed. I was pulling weeds out from between them, because they were full of weeds when I came back. You know, here Oh, the only other thing I would say is, but I said that in a, oh, I pulled out a potato as well, but never mind. That's interesting. Yeah, it's not showing much. Not great, not great. But it's early days. Well, let's hope they put on better growth than this. Yeah, I'll leave this out and it gives the others space, but it's still early days, but a bit disappointing. I would have expected a bit more, a few little potatoes on here. Could be not enough water. I mean, it could be the heat. I'm watering them with drip irrigation. You could say not been done before here, and maybe it's not enough water. Who knows? But I'm giving most days. It could be not enough water in the ground. Who knows? I'm not going to cry over it if there aren't big potatoes, because as I said, we're not great potato eaters. So it is what it is. You know, it's not a matter of pride anymore. I do it because I enjoy doing it. It keeps me out of mischief, and we both enjoy, my wife and I enjoy eating the vegetables. So, but she says, don't bring huge amounts home because I can't cope, or we can't cope. Do it in small amounts. So I give to neighbours, I give to that. I mentioned the food bank, but I enjoy seeing the land full of vegetables. And yeah, it's an experiment with the drip irrigation. Does it work with potatoes? Doesn't it? I can only learn from it. They're getting water every other day. We'll see. I mean, I lived abroad, lived in Israel for a long time. My wife said, and other people say they can't sleep at night, they can't do this, but for me it's just, I just do it. It's just part of me.